Previously on Story Hoard.
How tall is this wall, guys?
You have a grappling hook. You think you know how to use this grappling hook. And it does come down straight on your head.
What the hell was that? Were you trying to attack this guy?
You see a scrap of paper lying on the ground. Down that paper is a big top, and it says, "Coming soon to a village near you." But if you were to see them perform, perhaps in costume and makeup, you might be able to pick them out.
Oh, I would not call them performers. But if you dress them up, yeah, I should be able to recognize them.
Something awful happened today. It's important that these things don't go unresolved. Whether or not you bring the perpetrators back to us, or simply the relics. Would you be willing to help your town in this time of need?
I'm using digital dice because the last time I used Raven's dice, I lost them, and I don't want to do that again. So.
Oh no! Okay.
Dice. Ooh. Oh, I've got dice. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Okay, if you say so.
I'm prepared for everything else.
I will not have the click clacks, but I am indeed rolling.
We have full confidence in you. This is a group trust exercise.
That's a dangerous game to play, Grace.
No. We're gonna be fine. We're going to be just fine. Okay, do we want to recap? Do we know where we left off last time? It was a very long first session.
We're fighting clowns.
Not fighting clowns yet.
Momori is gonna murder them. They're gone.
Murder
They're already dead.
We'll get there. We have a little bit to do, but we're gonna get started with the following morning, the day before. You all went back to your respective homes, met up with your family members, your people you're staying with, got caught up, and decided to take the night to rest, recover, in order to start the next day bright and early on your way to the teacher's estates. I don't know if you guys have any individual morning rituals you'd like to go through, or if you just want to fast forward straight to all of you arriving at the estates, if anyone has any preferences. Otherwise,
Well, now that's the option. Obviously, I'm gonna want to add flavor here.
absolutely.
I don't know what it is. I feel like Momori gets up, drinks her coffee, kind of shuffles around with her letters, and maybe reads one. Vistia's probably baking.
She's definitely getting the bakery going for the day. This is roundabouts crack of dawn. You guys were all instructed to get back to the estates bright and early because the journey ahead of you is going to take about just a full day's worth of walking to get to the marked space on the map. And Momori, as you're getting ready for the morning, Fisty is already, getting the shop going. She smiles at you as you're putting your bag together, getting yourself ready out the door, and she says, "Okay, kiddo. You've got all your, a day's worth of clothes," and she hands you a big old box of freshly baked bread and a couple of cookies in there. She's like, "And I know you said you're going with a couple of others, so there should be enough in there for the bunch of you. You're gonna be safe, okay? Whatever this big important mission is, you gotta be safe out there, okay? It's rough riding out in the range."
Yes, Vistia, I will. I will be safe. I'll be back before you know it.
Well, I know you're perfectly capable. Just keep head on your shoulders. Keep your various. She kind of looks at all of your gear on you. She's like, keep your various, let's see, weapons and backpacks and satchels. All in working order, and you'll be back before I know it, I'm sure.
Momori tucks the baked goods into another already suspiciously large sack of what's probably, like, and everyone knows, like, this knows, Momori knows, it's full of others. There's so many snacks. And Momori nods and turns and walks away.
All right. Momori's heading up to the estates. Sildra, Mateo, any parting words from your respective households, or are you kind of out the door before anyone can grab you?
Sildra's actually snuck out early.
Mm-hmm.
They share a room with some of their siblings, so they had to be like super quiet about it, but they wrote a note saying that they were going on a special godly mission, or whatever. That's a quote.
Mm-hmm.
And left it on their pillow, took their fishing gear, and picked some veggies and fruits out of the farm as they were walking by, and just sort of head out.
All right, very cool. And Mateo, what did you do on your way out? Did you stop to say bye to your mom, or are you also dipping out to avoid any, unnecessary goodbyes?
Yeah, mostly sneaking. I grabbed like some like protein bar equivalent. They're like things like low calorie but high yield things that my mother keeps around the house. And I'm just wearing like an extra like Mateo's pretty bundled already, but he puts on this extra layer that's just like a huge fur that looks like wolf fur or something over that.
And he's aware he's traveling in like August, right? This isn't like he's not going into like frozen winter lands.
Oh, he's aware.
Okay.
Could get chilly, who knows?
Who's to say? Okay. Very very well prepared, I suppose. Great. So you all, make your way from your homes up to the teachers' estates, and it's just before dawn. Most of the town is still asleep, just barely, starting the day. And as you all start to convene up at the stairs, you see each other approach. Whether or not you choose to acknowledge each other, Mateo's giant fur, Sildra's fishing getup, and Momori's just bags and bags on top of her. You three all make your way up the grand staircase to the estates, and are greeted by your three teachers, Ithaco, Zephyrius, and Thatria. And they all wave you over as you guys are assembled in the front courtyard outside of the library. Thatria comes up to your group and she says, "Oh, like to see you all here, bright and early, ready to go." She kind of looks over. You're all, various states of preparedness for this trip. She says, "I've taken the liberty of preparing a few traveling kits for you all to take. I don't know exactly how used to, I suppose, roughing it you each are, but hopefully some of these should do to help you out." And she and the other teachers start handing each of you a variety of objects, which I'm going to copy and paste into the group chat right now.
We each read off of our, like, what we get, so that
yes, I probably should have written that
the
in.
humans who might be listening to us can also see it.
We will describe each of these, but just for the sake of all of you having a point of reference, there's that. And then you are each welcome to fight amongst yourselves for all of
Jesus
this.
Christ.
What?
Holy crap!
6
we can
objects.
Just pick these?
Each of you has to choose, one from each set. Thatria and the other teachers have 2 objects per each of them. And they just sort of have them in their arms, holding them out for you each to take. The assembled items are as follows. You have an arcane compass, a glass and silver compass on a chain whose needle points in the direction of the strongest magical power source. There is the dragonhide whetstone, an instrument crafted from the impenetrable hide of a legendary beast, and it sharpens any weapon and increases lethality in the next combat encounter. There is the temperance lore, a shimmering lore made from the feathers and quills of rare creatures, catches the light in a way that enthralls any beast. And then we also have, those are magical relics versus the more combat-centric items that Zephyrius had collected for you all over the last evening. We have the Tundra Mail, which is finely crafted chainmail infused with freezing magic of a lost god. You have the Magna Bracers, which are dark middle arm bracers forged from magnetic ore. And you have the Caratus Breastplate, which provides additional protection for whenever the wearer places themselves in harm's way for the sake of another. We can copy and paste all of these descriptions as needed at whatever info dump site we will have for all of this. But for now, these are your magical relics and magical weapons for you all to choose from for this upcoming journey.
All of these look magic, right? Except for that chainmail.
They all have like
sparkly, sprinkly, glitter, beautiful, rainbow magic things.
all of these objects have some sort of like hint of magical enhancement on it. They're not just like, book from a store or like they're fantasy magical items, and they were curated specifically with you all in mind in order to help you on your upcoming journey.
Well, Sildra's definitely taking the lure.
Mm-hmm.
You can have it.
They just grab that, no questions asked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm grabbing the compass.
Very cool.
Stairs. More stairs.
Zephyrius lifts an eyebrow. He's like, "Come on, kid, you can't go out there unprepared." Even though you seem... Are you sure you're going to be able to carry all of that? And gestures to Momori's various bags and backpacks.
Well, according to my D&D Beyond character sheet, Grace, I am totally able to carry I think it's like 65 pounds of...
You definitely
No,
are...
72 pounds, unencumbered. That's the description. My character's fine.
If you say so. This is...
My character's doing great. Oh gosh. Momori kind of... Alright, what's a crap that looks like the least magic? Because I feel...
I guess the whetstone...
The Tundra Mail?
Listen,
the whetstone?
Nothing is
I
not...
thought you said that was clearly magical.
It's the least magical...
It just sharpens a blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a whetstone made out of dragonhide. So it's not like enchanted.
Not particularly, but it's a D&D quote-unquote like magical item. It has, one per day use.
If it's from here's how I'm thinking about this. Is it's from a naturally occurring like beast, so it's not necessarily like nobody casts something on this. Oh, but by that definition, I could also feel like Tundra Mail would be maybe. Oh, I want to grab that breastplate, but I know Momori wouldn't go for an enchantment, anything enchanted. So
you don't necessarily know where the enchantment is from.
Yeah, no, that's the thing that freaks her out, Grace, actually, is that she doesn't understand it, and she doesn't want to touch it, because she doesn't know what it does. And she's perfectly fine with magic existing, and, stuff just, like, not around her. Like, so she's gonna grab the whetstone.
Okay.
Are we allowed just one item?
No, that I made 6 so each of you could have 2. But if you don't want to take one, you guys can take whatever.
Sildra will also take the bracers, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Hey, we're going to fight clowns. I feel like I don't need to no reason to arm herself, and also like every reason not to touch magic things. So Momori's just grabbing the whetstone.
Momori, just take the breastplate, put it on, you're going to get yourself in trouble somehow. You hit yourself in the head with your own weapon yesterday, and that would have reduced your damage by half there, so just take the breastplate.
Momori side eyes Mateo. I don't know where you get off, but I'm taking this whetstone, and that's all. End of story.
Dude, it's free stuff, but suit yourself.
Grace, for the Tundra mail with the -2 and the +2, what does that mean exactly?
So it is ice magic infused chainmail. So you get -2 from fire attacks, so fire attacks are less effective against whoever's wearing this mail, but you're extra cold from it. So if you get hit with a blast, you get +2 from freezing attacks or ice magic. So I mean, Mateo is all bundled up. I don't think he's gonna be too bothered by like some chilly metal mail on him.
Okay. It's like trying to figure out if it was like a good idea or not.
Considering like his current getup, this is like a necessary cooling system for him.
Okay, sure.
Grace, I have a question.
Yeah, Maddie.
Does my character is making the stupid decision to only take one thing, but because she did that, there's another thing that someone else could take, correct?
If Momori doesn't want the breastplate, you guys are welcome to it. Otherwise, you can leave it behind. This is just your teachers offering you stuff because you're about to go out into the wilderness. And they want to make sure you guys don't die.
I know. But
I mean, we
my
shouldn't
character
leave it.
doesn't do magic. No, okay, Momori's not taking that.
That's fine. I think Zephyrius sees, like, this hesitation and this kind of, like, decision to leave it on the table.
Momori is not hesitating, to be clear. Momori picked up that whetstone and is, like, anticipating and looking at the three of them waiting to be, like, sent on the road. Like,
Okay.
to be clear, this is my hesitation as a player.
Sure. Momori knows what she's about.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, if no one else is going to take the breastplate, I think
Sildra, do you want this?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Alright. And just add that to Sildra. Well, with all of you having kind of made your selections and being kitted out, Ithaco straightens up and she looks over at all of you and she says, well, just to refresh the task ahead of you all, we need to figure out who set off the explosion at the temple yesterday. According to what you all managed to come up with, it seems as though the visiting clown merchants may be involved one way or another. And this, and she kind of hands you all the map you found scrawled on the back of a promotional flyer from them. She says, this is our best lead as far as tracking them down. And if you could bring the ones responsible for this back to us, or at the very least, find the relics they stole from the temple and bring those back. We're trying to right a wrong that was done to this town. And bare minimum, if you can do these 2 things, that would be greatly appreciated. Zephyrius looks at you all and he says, I'm still a little hesitant about sending these 3 out just as is. How do we know that they're combat ready? You don't know what's out there in the range. Anything could happen. We don't want any other tragedies befalling this town.
Zephyrius will be fine.
Mm-hmm. Says the girl who passed up on the breastplate.
Yeah, because I don't need it.
He takes out a very large claymore from a sheath around his hip, and he
Right, alright.
cracks it on the ground. And around all of you appears an ethereal arena. He looks at the three of you. He says, "We're going to test some things out. Make sure you're really ready for the road." And the other two teachers kind of roll their eyes at him, but assume ready stances as the three of these teachers face the three of you down. And I'm going to have you all roll initiative right now.
This is so fun, great. This is so exciting.
Well,
We get to
then.
fight the old people.
14.
Okay.
8.
Okay, which one of these is a D20?
Oh, wait.
Make sure if you have any modifiers or whatever, you have that kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
ready to go.
I was just about to say I forgot to add my
Oh.
modifiers.
Mhm.
Yeah,
17.
I have 11.
So that's...
What is the modifier for initiative? Oh, I see.
Sorry, Sildra, what was your roll?
1-7.
1-7. Ooh. And Momori, did you roll yet?
Yeah. Yep. So, fun fact. I rolled a 4, and then but the good news is I have a +2 to initiative.
Oh, you're fine, Maddie.
So, 6?
Okay.
6? I'm gonna die.
You're...
Zafarius is
Fine.
gonna kill me.
Initiative is just who goes first. It doesn't mean that you're gonna do well or badly.
Well, I'm aware of that, but like Momori is also aware that claymore is not just for like, oh, fun good times, guys. Like this is clearly to prove a point. Let's just put it that way. And the two of you have been dragged along into this, so yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Can I have a modifier for expecting this?
Okay.
For knowing this might happen?
No, you did not know
Oh,
this was
okay.
happening. You don't get, like, insight or
In
whatever
retrospect.
onto a bunch of old people jumping you at 5 in the morning.
You're holding so many
When
bags.
you put it that way. When you put it that way. Oh my god.
You had low
I need another
initiative
cup of
because you had to
coffee.
put down all your bags first.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's rude. Momori has like 2 cups.
Oh, no, you're all good. Let's start our first combat. This is kind of a test to just see how we all handle these rules, make sure we all know how to, like, actually play, and, just see how this day starts for you all. It's the three of you with all of your stuff versus the three teachers facing each of their respective pupils. Sildra, you are first up in the order.
Nice.
How would you like to start?
Well, since they said it's combat, they're gonna go ahead and chuck a fireball at the guy holding the sword.
Okay. You gotta roll to... What do you roll for that?
That's a what?
Because that's
What's a
your...
D10?
Alright. Roll a d10, and for spells, you have to beat an armor class, right? This is now getting embarrassing for me. I feel like I should know this.
Yeah. So whenever you make an attack roll, you have to roll a D20, and if
Mhm.
it's above the armor class, then it hits. If it's
Mhm.
below, it doesn't hit.
Okay. Alright.
And I rolled a
In
natural
that
20.
case... So it doesn't matter.
You kill Zafarius.
You do not.
There's hope for us yet. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
I'm
god.
not lying. Look.
Okay.
No,
Shit.
this is legit.
No, yeah, fuck. That's a d20, so I mean, roll double damage on that.
All right.
You're hitting him one way or another, and you're hitting him hard. when he saw you yesterday, he was not impressed. This little beanpole with a big fish and a very don't care attitude. He did not expect much from you. So when you aim your fireball at him, and it hits him for how much?
A total of 14.
Okay. Yeah, you hit him for 14 damage? He is bowled over by this fireball. He just barely gets his claymore up in front of his face, and he is knocked back off his feet. He is prone, and the other two ladies are looking from him to you, and Athatria is also in shock. Ithaco is cackling, watching you go. She says, "Oh, oh, Sildra, that was just spectacular! Oh my goodness, you really put your back into that one. Oh."
They kind of like rub the back of their neck and like kind of look away, a little bit embarrassed at the praise. It's like, it's just a warm up.
Can Momori say something? Because I know this is a battle, but like that's also her teacher, and can I say something, please? I know I can't do anything about this, but because it's not my turn. But what are you doing?
He pulled a sword on us.
Yeah, but you're supposed to attack your own teacher.
That wasn't in the rules.
Momori like lets out a frustrated sigh, but side eyes Sildra, and she's like, "All right, but just take more care from now on." She looks pissed. Momori doesn't know these two from Adam, and they're attacking like her literal favorite person right now, and so like the aura around her is like getting a little spicy. Like, yeah, that's what I've got for y'all, because I can't do anything.
Sildra just kind of shrugs it off.
Well, next in the order is Zephyrius, and he's prone, so he takes, a minute to kind of shake his head a little bit and get up to one knee and stares down Sildra. He says, "All right, kid, not bad." And he stands the rest of the way up, and he takes his sword and he cracks it on the ground again to get him fully up to standing position. And he casts a fireball in turn. Sildra, what's your AC?
Dear God.
It's a 12.
Dear God.
I see. Okay. Well, let's just kind of see what that is.
Oh no.
Sildra, what are your hit points again?
8.
For context,
Okay.
guys, that is not
So I'm gonna
good,
have to be careful with
good
that.
grace noises.
So Zephyrius rolled a 20
Oh no.
in turn. He got his ass handed to him by some scrawny 20-year-old that he wasn't impressed with, and said, "All right." And he rolled a 20, and he throws a fireball identical to the one you cast at him, right back in your face.
Oh
You
shoot.
just played volleyball at this point.
At this point, yeah. And the other ladies are like, okay. Okay, so that's a 2, so take 4 damage for that.
I'm alive.
You are. I just kind of glanced over at your hit points, though. And you are now at 4. Oops. But as he casts his fireball at you, he's clearly putting in a little bit more than I think he was expecting. He was pissed. But as he chucks this fireball at you, and it makes contact, and it blows up in your face, the other two ladies are kind of like, okay, pull it back a little bit. We're not actually trying to hurt them. Ithaco says, Sildra, you're doing great, but you're doing great, darling. Just shake it off, shake it off. Thatchery is kind of like, okay, rein it in a little bit, Seth. It's okay. Mateo, you are up next.
I don't know what to do. I'm just a little boy, and I'm wearing some stupid clothes. I just got a knife. I don't want to stab my teacher. That's not what I thought I was gonna wake up and do today. I thought I was just gonna outsmart some dumbass clowns. Now, whatever. Okay, so does Lady Athetria? She doesn't have the other two don't have weapons on them, do they?
Ithaco has clearly a magical aura around her hand. Athatria is holding a bauble from your desk.
From my desk?
From your desk in the library.
From my desk.
From your desk. And she has...
She's holding my paperweight.
She is holding your little trinket that you keep on your desk. What's an object on your desk that Mateo would not appreciate having touched?
I think I know what you're going for here, Grace. And I think I would keep that in my bag. Thank you very much.
It doesn't have to be that particular object that you're thinking of. I'm saying, she has something from your personal space as a means of... She knows you're not naturally physically antagonistic. Her goal here, as she holds up this object of yours, doesn't have to be of significance. Whatever. It was on your desk. She took it. She holds this thing in front of you and she says, take it. If you can.
Shut the fuck up. Okay. We're doing this, are we?
She's smiling at you, but she's, has a very smug look on her face.
Okay, so I walk over, calm as a freaking cucumber. Mateo's freaking out on the inside, because what the fuck's going on? But if this is the challenge, that's okay. I don't have to stab anyone just yet. So I want to try and fake her out by trying to grab with one hand and going for the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Like a sleight of hand, one could say.
And what would you have to roll for that? Would that be dexterity?
Like a sleight of hand check, one would say.
Okay, and what do I have to do to save against that? I'm not saying you can't try it, I'm just saying I need to know what a failure would look like. Yeah, make a dexterity check to try and just take this thing from her hand.
Fucking God. Okay, I rolled a 3, I get +5, 8.
You come very close, and as you go to fake her out, the object blinks from one hand to the other as she holds it further away from you. She says, you're going to have to try a little bit harder than that.
Okay.
Momori, you're up.
Alright, I'm just deciding what I'm gonna use here. So...
Momori's strapped.
Yeah, I'm looking at my equipment, and, well, I'm not gonna use a grappling hook. I'm kind of upset about that already. Yeah, Momori pulls out Nugget, which, is her, it's not a Morning Star. What is it called again?
It's a meteor hammer.
It's a meteor hammer. It's my meteor hammer. Momori pulls out her meteor hammer, and, yeah, she's gonna run directly at Zeparius and hit him with all she's got. This is the only way.
Hey, Momori.
Yeah.
Or Maddie.
Yeah.
You know how we said with your meteor hammer?
Yeah.
That it's a kind of a tricky weapon to use?
Yes, it is.
Where it's got an equal amount of opportunity to hurt the user as it does whoever your target is?
Yep. Aware. I am aware, Grace.
Roll with disadvantage.
Well, that's how we're gonna play this, huh? All right.
It absolutely is.
That makes me feel as if I should have maybe used my longsword instead. But
No,
this is fine.
Listen, you committed.
I committed. I 100%. I'm just this is the only way.
Mm-hmm.
So the first roll is a 10. Not great. Second roll is a 12. That's awesome. However, what would you call this? Strength? Like, what's my modifier here?
I think for this object, for this particular weapon, I think it's dexterity.
Sure. That's a +2 for me. So 12. Oh gosh. Grace,
yeah.
I have questions about, let's just talk mechanics here. So what do I have to get above hurt someone? Or myself? Like, I guess when I say hurt someone, I mean someone in the vicinity who I wasn't intending to hurt. Like...
So, let me put it this way. Zephyrius has an AC of 14, so you're definitely not hitting him with a 12.
Great. Good. Am I hitting myself in the face with it?
I do want you to roll for damage. Roll a d10 and take half of that.
Alright, that's respectable.
I also, realized just now that I made a small whoopsie. When giving my damage, I forgot to add my attack bonus. So instead of 12, it should have been 17.
Ooh.
17 points of damage?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we're all learning here. We're all learning.
Mm-hmm.
I hope I don't die.
That was a complete brain fart on my end.
I rolled a 4 for damage, so I take 2 damage, I guess?
Yep.
My character met with everything.
Momori, you throw your meteor hammer, aiming for Zephyrius, and, it misses him, and as it lands on the ground and you whip it back toward yourself, it catches you on the ankle, and it hurts.
Ow. Yeah, cool. Alright, that's the end of my turn. Actually, do I get to move after I'm done with my attack, or is that not a thing?
The meteor hammer, I'd say, you can probably stand where you were. If you want to take a movement, you can with this object, yeah.
Cool. Momori runs back to her companions? They're not her friends. Not anymore, at least. after so attacked Zephyrius, so yeah.
Hey, what'd I do?
Nothing? I guess, besides insult her, so you're not her favorite cup of tea right now. But, yeah. Alright, that's it for my turn.
Cool. Next in the order is gonna be Athatria. And she has Mateo's little desk bauble in one hand, and with the other hand she is going to... she's gonna cast Lightning Bolt at Momori.
What? Hey, what did I ever do? Oh my gosh, I have to look at my character sheet. Is there anything I can do to defend against this? And also, Momori's scared of magic. My girl.
Mm-hmm. This is training. You guys are about to go out into the wider world where things can actually hurt you, and these people are just, testing your mettle. And sometimes that involves being shot with lightning.
I hate you. I hate all of you.
None
of you are my friends.
First, she has to beat your AC, which is a 12.
Well, actually, with my chainmail, it's a 16. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, and guess what?
How it works.
She doesn't hit.
Okay.
It doesn't hit. Momori's fine.
Momori is not fine. Momori needs counseling after this. Momori's not okay. Grace.
It flies by you over your head. It misses by a significant margin. You're unharmed, and Athatria, to her credit, looks a little disappointed in herself. She's like, "Oh, it's been a while, hasn't it?"
It could also be that she dodged it.
Also that. But Momori's got great reflexes. She's the athlete in this crew.
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
All
Except for
right.
when she's beefing it on literally any weapons throw. So, yeah.
The athlete who beats herself up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not inaccurate.
And then last in the order is going to be Ithaco, who's kind of stayed out of combat so far. You all have been kind of focused on each other and Thatri and Zephyrius. So she's just been standing here watching this all go down, observing and nodding. And she goes ahead and she's going to Zephyrius for... Let's see... She's going to heal him for 4 points of damage. So, Sildra, you took a bite out of him. She's like, I'm just going to patch that up real quick. Okay. And that is the end of the first round of combat. Oh my goodness, this is wild. Yeah, so we are back to Sildra at the top of the order. As you were all standing here, spells flying, weapons, going back and forth, people grabbing at things, there are a lot of emotions happening on your guys' end. The teachers, as all this is going down, Zeph is, still a little bit steamed, getting a face full of fireball. The other ladies look like they're kind of enjoying themselves. This seems like the most action any of them have seen in a while. And seem to be in decently good spirits about this little sparring match you guys are all participating in. Ithko in particular is smiling from ear to ear watching you guys all perform, I won't say at your best, but participating in this combat. And she says, wow, all of you are just so... just the youthful energy coming off of you all. It's inspiring, really. Sildra, back to you. What's your next move?
So, I think my next move is going to be... I'm going to chuck a chromatic orb at Zephyrius, which is a 3d8.
Ooh,
And
okay.
What are you doing?
And I get to choose one type of damage, either acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, or thunder. I'm gonna go with the theme here and choose fire.
Hell yeah. Alright, roll to beat his 14 AC.
15.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, roll that D8.
So the first one is a 7, second one is an 8, and the second one is an 8. Or the third one is an 8. So 7,
my
8,
God.
8.
How much, I'm just gonna do a quick math, because in my head, that's, uh-oh! Okay. Oh, this is so funny. Okay. You cast this spell at Zephyrius, who's, he's fully up. He's got his claymore out. He's got this fire in his eyes. And as you cast another spell at him that he goes to block with his sword, the spell hits him right in the chest, barrels him over, and he falls to the ground again and bonks his head, and he is down for the count.
Well,
Momori would really like to say something. We've established this. Momori, she's in battle position, but she her arms relax. She gets really calm and cold. She walks over to Sildra and lays a hand on their shoulder, and she's like, "Hey, Sildra, you are mine. Got that?"
what's that supposed to mean?
I mean, you attacked my teacher, and I'm not having this. Momori, prepares for battle against Sildra. Clearly, attention shifted.
Haha! A new challenger has appeared!
Don't do it.
I don't know if we have to re-roll initiative, but Momori's ready to kill Sildra. No bones about this.
Mm-hmm. as you're threatening Sildra, Athatria and Ithaco kind of nudge Zephyrius with like a foot, and they're like, are you okay down there? Like, that was kind of a big hit. Are you good? And he just puts a thumbs up very like shakily. He's fine. He's down for this for the rest of combat. That was an unexpectedly like spicy magical attack. It has been a while since these three have been in combat like this, and Sildra, you are a very potent spellcaster.
Apparently.
It's all that fishing.
All that fishing just, it does wonders for, the magical channels, I guess.
It's all in the wrist.
Yeah, clearly. Alright. Mateo, you're up. Athatri is admittedly kind of distracted right now.
Okay, I'm just gonna try and get the frickin' paperweight from her while she is distracted by this.
Okay, and you can roll with advantage this time.
Okay. Okay, we have an 8. Okay, 12 plus 5, 17.
Yep, you snag that thing as she's looking over at her fallen comrade, and she kind of realizes, she's like, oh shit, like I'm supposed to be holding. Oh, okay, well, congratulations, my student, you've beaten my challenge, I suppose.
Yes, I feel very accomplished by this.
Congratulations, you stole a paperweight from an old lady.
You don't have to rub it in.
I'm happy to see that your reflexes are something to be admired.
I'm just a little concerned about what these other two think they're doing right now.
Indeed, as she, you, and Ithaco all turn to watch Momori as she is ready to commit a crime in Sildra's direction. And, Momori, it is your turn.
Yeah, Momori's gonna take her shield and go ahead and bring it down on Sildra's head.
Ow.
And that's how this friendship is gonna start. I'm gonna roll my d20.
Oh my god. Sildra, what's your AC again?
12.
Alright, well, lucky you. I rolled in, plus, is this strength, is this dex?
That can be strength.
Alright, it's a
This
10.
can be a brute force.
Oh!
That's a 10, y'all.
Okay.
But that doesn't
doesn't
get past your armor class, yeah.
No. So
I feel like you saw this coming because Momori warned you about it.
Yes. It was very nice of you to give them a heads up.
Yeah, Sildra deftly sidesteps as you try and bring your shield directly down on their head, as everyone else is kind of looking on a little bit in horror. This wasn't how this was supposed to go. Athatria steps in, and now with kind of her challenge for Mateo taken care of, she quickly aims another thunderbolt in your direction. Again, Momori.
Yeah, I saw that one coming.
Yeah. And just gotta beat a 12, and that is again not going to hit. She sends another thunderbolt off in your direction, misses again. You're on your feet. You are not focused on her, but you're ready to move. You are in fight mode.
Yeah. Pure instinct.
So this thing just sails past you, and with Ithaco's turn, she is very quickly going to step between you, Momori, and Sildra, as she... Sildra, you haven't taken... Oh, you have to... Oh no, Sildra has taken damage. Yeah.
They very much have.
Yeah. I was really...
Sildra's taken damage, and
hoping
Momori
that-
is looking to hurt.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Ithaco sees this happening, places a hand, like, between the two of you, gently, like, ruffles Sildra's hair, and heals Sildra for... 8 points of damage. Okay. Sildra, you're back to full. Because seeing this unfold before everyone is terrifying. Momori is the only, like, person who's more or less trained in combat, and seeing you go after a non-warrior trained individual is concerning.
Momori makes eye contact with and just like looks at her, and she's like, please don't get in my way.
I appreciate you coming to my friend's defense. I assure you, he appreciates it as well. Don't use Zefarius.
And he puts that same kind of, like, shaky thumbs up as he's slowly leaning up towards, like, a sitting position.
She says, this was supposed to be an exercise to test your ability to handle yourself out in the wider world. We need you all to stay intact before you get out there.
Clearly, someone took this exercise way too far, because my teacher is on the ground, hurt.
Momori, he will be fine. Rest assured, none of you,
And she looks at the three of you.
none of you can seriously do us harm. Believe me, we will be fine regardless of what you throw at us. This was more for you.
This, and she was, pointing to Sildra's still kind of, like, cinched closed. She was like,
This is more what we were concerned about, is any of you getting hurt. We certainly weren't expecting you to turn on each other.
Momori's hackles kind of lower, and she, like, clearly, now that Zess is, like, sitting upright, she's considerably more calm, I guess, but still pissed, and she kind of turns her heel, and she, like, gives kind of, like, a grunt, and she's like, whatever, and walks away from the fight, I guess. Are we done here?
yes, with that kind of final confrontation, the ethereal arena dissipates around all of you as everyone kind of gets their bearings back, situates themselves. Athatria goes over to Zefarius and kind of rubs circles on his back as he gets to his feet.
Sildra kind of flips off Momori as she's walking away.
Momori's back is turned, but if she does see that, she does acknowledge it.
Jesus. As Zefarius gets to his feet, he nods at Sildra in acknowledgement. He says, Gotta admit, kid, you pack a bit of a punch, don't you? It's been a while since I've been on my ass like that. Not appreciated, but not bad. He looks at Mateo. He says, You kid, you're quick. I think you could stand to learn how to throw a punch or two, but if you stay light on your feet enough, you should be fine out there. Good work.
Well, I think it's also, this is not a situation in which I would have thrown a punch, so...
It was a combat simulation. We were all expecting you guys to come at us. What was not made clear about,
I had to get a paperweight!
in the middle of, a battlefield. Yeah, you gotta secure an item of importance to avoid it getting destroyed or whatever. This is common battlefield technique.
Alright, I'm just saying there was no need for me to throw a punch. I could definitely do that if that was what was required. But Sildra had that whole thing covered.
Thatcher kind of laughs at you. She says, Oh, you're more than welcome to try and hit me, my student. Please, by all means.
I'm not going to!
And Zefarius, he looks at Momori, who's still very upset.
Yeah.
And he puts a hand on your shoulder and he's like, I appreciate the coming to my defense. I promise you, you don't need to defend my honor, kid. I've got that taken care of.
Momori grinds her teeth and looks at him, then looks at the other teachers. She's like, listen, I understand that we want to make this a little happy party, but I don't see any reason why you all send one person. And I'm willing to do this mission, and I'm perfectly capable of doing it myself. And I don't need these two. So
he sighs, and kind of rubs his eyes a little bit. He says, Momori, Sildra is the one who has an eyewitness account of the ones we're looking for. Mateo is there as extra backup.
Yeah,
According to Athatria, she thinks he has a good head on his shoulders, and he's smart enough to get you in and out of whatever situation you might fall into, according to Trio.
I
Momori.
don't care how
Momori.
good of a look that, and Momori motions to Sildra, that magic enchanter got of these clowns. But they're clowns, Zavarius. We don't necessarily have to look that hard to be able to find the right ones. I don't think it's necessary that they come on this mission. In fact, I think it's better that they don't, considering they're so loose with their magic.
You realize they can take off the makeup, right?
Momori shoots a look at Sildra. I'm aware!
Momori. And he's now getting, like, a little bit firm with you. He says, You're not going by yourself. I'm not sending you out there alone. This isn't just about your pride or me not having faith in you. This is me making sure that you make it back. Do you understand?
Yes, Zavarius. Then can't I just take the weirdo in the huge cloak then and the fancy dancy wolf on his shoulders? Like, isn't he enough backup for this mission? Like, we're fighting clowns. There really shouldn't be anything particular about this.
I, for one, would like to have fireballs on our side if if anything comes up.
Momori rolls her eyes.
Momori, you need to understand this. This is not about you. You're helping. You're doing this for the town. And right now, the town needs all three of you.
I understand.
Now then, and he turns to the rest of you, he says, I think I can feel a little bit more at ease sending you all out into the wider range after seeing this display. Not bad, all of you. Really, I think you should all be able to manage a handful of clowns and whatever else nature decides to throw your way. The three of your teachers start to walk you to the town gates, and as you are making your way through town, more and more people are waking up. People are waving at you. Some of the townsfolk are seeing you being escorted by the teachers and kind of pulling faces or kind of looking a little bit quizzically like, oh, what is going on there? As you're making your way south towards the gates, Mateo, you notice that Rami is in the southern fields kind of getting the day started. And as he sees you walking by, he gives a big grin and, kind of an enthusiastic wave. He's not calling out to you. He knows that, you're clearly very busy. He's not trying to bother you, but he's definitely, like, grinning your way. And Athatria kind of notices and raises an eyebrow.
Mateo, like, acknowledges him with, like, a little wave, but, like, proceeds to, like, pull his coat up so, like, his eyes can't meet his, and ignores him.
Goodness, my student, you must be getting warm in there. You're red as a beet.
Yes, perhaps I put on too many clothes, but whatever. There could be a breeze tonight. I don't see anyone else bringing a blanket.
No, you don't think she has one in one of her multitudes of bags? Do you think she brought enough? One has to wonder.
Yeah, we could just put a fireball in the middle of us.
Momori looks over her shoulder, deadpan. It's August.
Your loss.
That's perfectly fine. I have faith in all of your abilities to survive one night in the woods. As you guys make your way to the gates at the entrance of town, a handful of people have kind of like seen this little parade going on and are poking around, seeing you all off. Sildra, your fishing buddy Hiram is there, kind of nodding his head at you. He says, "Hey, bud, listen, while you're out and about doing clearly important people works, listen, if you get a chance, if you find any sort of weird and wacky souvenir, bring it back here. I'll trade you for it." And he has like fancy little fishing lure tackle box with sparkly looking things. He's like, "Take your pick, but it needs to be a good exchange, Find me something that's got, a little bit of magic punch to it, and then take your pick."
Their eyes kind of like light up, but they don't let their face change at all, and they just kind of like look at the box and look everything over and nod and say, "Yeah, sure."
Hell yeah. And gives you a high five and make sure you're off and on your way. Yeah, there are various townspeople there. They're seeing who the teachers decided to send off to keep the town safe and get to the bottom of this mystery. And with everyone assembled, Athatria turns to the group and she says, "What happened yesterday was a tragedy, but we're going to make things right. These three," and she gestures to the group of you, "these three will see to it that what happened yesterday will be rectified. The perpetrators will be brought to justice, our stolen relics will be returned, and our town will be secured once again." And there's a smattering of applause and people kind of nodding and saying like, "Woo, yeah! Hey, it's Mateo! Woo!" That was Rami in the back. He's like, "That's my guy."
So cute.
I fucking know it was Rami.
He says, "These three will be back in a few days' time, should all go according to plan. We all wish them the best, and we have full faith in their ability to see this mission to complete success." And with that, you guys pass through the tall wrought iron gates of the town. You walk by the scorched crater that you found the other day, and you leave your hometown of Hearth, the safe, warm community that you spent years of your lives in, and step out into the wider, untamed Great Range.
Story Hoard is produced by Grace, Maddie, Margaret, and Kev. Our theme song was written and composed by Vocal Outburst. Follow for updates and artwork on Twitter and Tumblr at StoryHoardPod, or visit our website at storyhoard.card.co. You can find all these links and more in the description of this episode.
Oh crap, you guys heard that sneeze. I'm sorry.
What?
I'm so
I didn't hear
sorry.
that.
Okay, thank God.
You're
No.
good.
I was meant to mute. I felt the sneeze coming, and then I just big flat sneezed. So, but hopefully my mic didn't.
It was literally
pick
just
up on it.
silence and then, "Oh God, you heard me!"
Good. I'm okay. Good.